Corn, the 9,000-year journey that shaped the world. Corn is everywhere. It's in the food people eat, the fuel that moves cars down the highway, and the products used every single day. Yet few realize that this familiar crop began as a wild grass with tiny rock-hard kernels. The story of how corn transformed from a humble plant into one of the most important crops on Earth is a tale of human ingenuity, ancient science, cultural exchange, and relentless innovation. This journey stretches across 9,000 years, and it begins in the river valleys of southern Mexico. Corn's history is more than agriculture, it's a story of civilization itself. Before diving into the details, thank you for being here. If you enjoy learning about the incredible history behind everyday things, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new adventure. From wild grass to world-changing crop. Around 9,000 years ago, indigenous farmers in what is now southern Mexico encountered a wild grass called teosinte. It looked nothing like modern corn. Teosinte produced only a few small, stone-hard kernels encased in tough shells. Yet early cultivators recognized its potential. Teosinte featured small, stony kernels covered in a hard shell, yielding just a handful of seeds per stalk. Through selective breeding, choosing the largest, softest, and most useful kernels, these early agricultural scientists slowly reshaped teosinte. Over generations, the ears grew larger, the kernels became softer, and the plant evolved into something recognizable as early maize. The genetic difference between teosinte and modern corn is only about 5 genes, a stunning reminder of how small changes can create massive transformations. This early domestication was not accidental. It was intentional, thoughtful, and guided by deep agricultural knowledge. Indigenous farmers also developed the famous 3 sisters planting system: corn, beans, and squash grown together, a sustainable method that enriched soil and supported entire communities. Corn travels the Americas. As indigenous peoples migrated across the continents, they carried their precious seeds with them. Corn spread north and south, adapting to new climates, soils, and cultural needs. By 2500 BCE, maize was cultivated throughout the Americas, becoming a staple food, a trade item, and a cultural symbol. Corn's importance continued into early American history. It fed tribes, supported settlements, and even appeared at the first Thanksgiving in 1621, highlights that corn played an important role in the beginnings of the United States as a food source to early colonists. This early spread set the stage for corn's next great leap, a leap across the ocean. Corn goes global. When Christopher Columbus arrived in the Caribbean in 1493, he encountered corn for the first time. He brought seeds back to Europe, and from there, corn spread rapidly across Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. Its adaptability made it a global superstar. It could grow in hot climates, cool climates, high altitudes, and low valleys. It matured quickly, produced heavily, and became a reliable food source for millions. Within a few centuries, corn became one of the world's most important crops, a position it still holds today. Science unlocks corn's secrets. For centuries, the origins of corn puzzled scientists. No wild plant looked anything like it. The sudden appearance of maize in the archaeological record raised questions. How could such a complex crop appear so quickly? Genetic research finally provided the answer. Teosinte and maize share nearly identical DNA, and they can still crossbreed today. Teosinte and maize have the same number of chromosomes and a remarkably similar arrangement of genes. In the 1930s, scientist George Beadle demonstrated that only a handful of genes separated teosinte from early maize. Later studies confirmed that about 5 major genetic regions controlled the most dramatic differences. This discovery explained why maize seemed to appear suddenly. Small genetic shifts created big visual changes. More recent DNA research, including studies of 2,000-year-old cobs from Honduras, revealed that ancient farmers didn't just domesticate corn once. They improved it repeatedly, sometimes even reintroducing varieties from South America back into Central America to boost productivity. This movement may have added resilience or increased productivity, showing that domestication was a dynamic, ongoing process. Corn in early America and the rise of regional varieties. As corn spread across North America, indigenous farmers continued refining it. Different climates produced different varieties: northern flints, southern dents, and countless local land races. These early varieties formed the foundation of modern corn genetics. By the 1800s, farmers in the United States were crossbreeding northern flints and southern dents, creating what became known as Corn Belt dents. These hybrids were hardy, productive, and perfectly suited for the expanding agricultural landscape. Corn was becoming more than a crop, it was becoming an industry. The hybrid revolution. For thousands of years, corn improved slowly through selective breeding. But in the early 1900s, everything changed. Scientists discovered hybrid vigor, the phenomenon where crossing two inbred lines produced offspring that were stronger, more uniform, and higher yielding. This breakthrough transformed agriculture. Hybrid corn put corn on a trajectory of increasing yields that continues today. By the 1930s and 1940s, hybrid corn spread rapidly across the United States. Farmers saw yields double even during the harsh Dust Bowl years. By the 1950s, nearly all corn grown in the U.S. was hybrid. This shift marked the beginning of modern agriculture. Corn today, a global powerhouse. Modern corn is a marvel of science, engineering, and human creativity. It grows on 6 continents and covers more than 20% of the world's cropland. It feeds livestock, fuels vehicles, sweetens foods, thickens sauces, and forms the base of countless industrial products. Different types of corn serve different purposes. Field corn becomes animal feed, ethanol, and processed ingredients. Sweet corn fills grocery stores and dinner plates. Specialty corns, popcorn, white corn, waxy corn, high-oil corn, support everything from snacks to adhesives. Corn is no longer just a plant. It is a global system, a crop that changed civilization. From a wild grass with tiny kernels to a crop that feeds billions, corn's journey is one of the greatest agricultural stories ever told. It reflects human curiosity, resilience, and innovation. After 9,000 years of human manipulation to domesticate, adapt, and develop, corn has become essential to the success of humankind. Corn-shaped cultures supported civilizations, fueled economies, and continues to evolve today through biotechnology and advanced breeding. Its story is still being written, and people everywhere are part of it. Thank you for joining this journey through the incredible history of corn. If you enjoyed learning how a tiny wild grass became one of the most important crops on Earth, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button so you never miss another deep dive into the stories behind the world around us. Your curiosity keeps this adventure growing,